Hi everybody, Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. If you're new around here, where the hell have you been? Give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe. Hell of a week. Hell of a week we've had. And I know everyone else has been paying their tributes to Peach, obviously. A West Ham YouTube force of nature, a whirlwind of a man he was. Obviously, sadly passed away. We found out the news he passed away on Friday. I'd obviously like to give my condolences to Barney, Peach's dad, and Peach's mum as well, and obviously the family. A few have got in touch with me. He was a fine specimen of a man. The man who had more energy than a million Duracell bunnies, and he will be sadly missed. Sadly missed in the chat, trying to decipher what he was saying with his text messaging. I don't know how he ended up doing that. I don't know how he did the texting with the dollar signs and stuff like that. I don't know how he had time to send everyone 10-minute voicemail messages about 3 or 4 times a day. It wasn't just to me. I know Gonzo, I know Anton, I know Gio, I know Happy Hammer Rare. Literally everyone would get 10 minutes, 10-minute voicemail. He must have, and they're not like he copied and pasted them. So literally he was on his phone 24/7, bless him. I remember him telling me that he would, when we did the lunchtime live shows, he would literally set his watch. Obviously, he was based in Canada at 7 o'clock, so he can get half an hour to get ready, roll out of bed, so he could be on and listen to that. He loved every West Ham YouTube show he was on, and every channel's paid their respects, which shows what a lovely man. Obviously, there's a GoFundMe page set up to try and get Peach a champion stone at London Stadium, and obviously the rest would be going to his family for obviously funeral costs and stuff like that as well. So we'll put a link in the description, and yeah, obviously R.I.P. my G, as I would say. So anyway, let's. I mean, he'd say, get on with it, Russ. Get on with it, my G. Be dope. Or B or R to the S to the D to the J to the R to the U to the S to the no D to the J to the R to the U to the S to the S to the Y to the B. Rusty B. That's what you should say. DJ Rusty B, the place to be. He's the one who gave me that little thing. And also, one little thing, he always, every Friday, he would phone me up and leave me a 20-minute voicemail, but it would involve my kebab order. And you go, Friday, oh my God. Russ would have his chicken and lamb mixed shish kebab. Joe would have hers. Flo would have a small lamb shish. And if the mother-in-law's over, she'd have stinky haddock and chips. Still remember the little things like that. Shows the strength and caliber of the man. Anyway, another episode of Hammers in Hot Water type thing. We've had Florin, we've had Savio, we've had Marco Boogers, we've had Danny, we've had Javier Margas. We spoke about Mannygate last week, and today is no exception. Today's no exception. Today we bring the story of this man, Mr. Florin Raducioiu. The Romanian striker arrived at West Ham with a wealth of top-flight European experience and fresh from success of Euro 96, having caught Harry's eye during the tournament. It was safe to say that he didn't really set the Premier League alight. Even Raducioiu himself has called the move to West Ham a disaster. But let me take you back to the beginning. Florin was a youth player with Dynamo Bucharest, getting into the first team aged 17 in 1987, not 67, 1987 at the age of 17. In 1993, he moved to AC Milan, but only made 7 appearances and was very quickly moved to the Spanish side, RCD Espanyol. There they are. Before he made the move to West Ham. While at West Ham, Florin only actually made 11 appearances and managed just 2 goals, although one of them was against Man United. He did have undoubtable undoubted quality, as the finish against Man United showed. But there was moments were basically far and few between. And the manager at the time, Harry Redknapp, became increasingly frustrated with him. This culminated in him refusing to attend a League Cup tie with Stockport County, choosing instead to go shopping in Harvey Nichols. Rather than travelling with the team. The incident gave even more gravitas as West Ham were subsequently knocked out of the cup by Stockport. Although Raducioiu did play for the club after the incident, he was, his relationship with Redknapp didn't recover, and he was subsequently transferred back to Espanyol at the end of that season. Raducioiu actually is one of only a handful of players to have played in all 5 European leagues. In the top 5 European leagues. There we go. Bit of a quiz question for everyone. It started well. It started well for Florin. Redknapp records that he worked with him for a couple of hours on the first day of training, and he must have admitted he was really impressed by Florin. He was a quality finisher, and he thought he'd be a success. But the moment we got into anything physical, he didn't want to know. He just couldn't face being tackled in any shape or form. Dixie was anxious to get stuck into him to see what he was made of, but Raducioiu made it clear he didn't want anything to do with it, and he wouldn't be challenging for absolutely anything. Redknapp recalled, "Don't ask me to explain how a former world-class player can suddenly become a fairy, but something had obviously happened to Raducioiu, and he'd completely lost it. He used to be queuing for 3 hours in Bucharest for a loaf of bread, and suddenly he's wearing a £28,000 watch. Perhaps the transition was far too much for him." Other players around the time complained about Raducioiu. Paulo Futre confronted him training one day, calling him a big girl rather. Then came the no-show for the cup game away at Stockport County that nobody could get hold of him. Redknapp recalls this incident in his autobiography. I said to Ili Dimitrescu, his friend, on the day of the match, "Where is he? Where is Florin?" Ili replied, "I don't know," he said. And he didn't turn up. It was a bad night all round, to be honest. Ian Dowie hadn't scored for I don't know how many games and had got an own goal. Header in the top corner. Would have been a belter at the right end, but it wasn't, unfortunately. So you can imagine my mood the next day when a friend rang me and told me the previous evening he'd spotted Raducioiu out shopping with his wife in the Harvey Nichols store in London. He was obviously in big trouble. I don't think he spoke English, to be truthful. He left soon after. Florin, interestingly enough, says of his time at West Ham that he was sorry about what happened. "I was an important signing for West Ham at the time, and I remember Harry wanted me a lot, and Ili Dimitrescu was a good friend of mine and playing there at the time. I made a mistake. I wasn't ready for English football. I had my faults. I should have worked much harder to adapt to the English system." He added, "It wasn't true about the cup game. I went shopping, and left the team without a striker. I went back to London with my wife, who was pregnant at the time, to see friends. Then I went to the game to watch the team. I didn't go shopping." But with his Premier League career somewhat of a flop, he returned to Espanyol, as I said, with his tail between his legs, and had short spells at a few European clubs before finally moving to French team US Creditar Lusitana. I still can't pronounce these, which would mark the end of his career. Raducioiu, one of those guys, promised so much, but just didn't deliver. And that's a shame, isn't it, with those types of players? It's a shame with those types of players in that, they offered so much and they just didn't deliver. As Harry said, he was a quality finisher in training, but it was a physical side. And sometimes, it's, in one league you could be an absolute, world beater, but you put him in another league, different style of football, more physical in terms of the Premier League compared to maybe La Liga, for example, and he crumbled, and it didn't work out for him. Unfortunately, it happens too often. Hopefully it won't happen with any new signings West Ham sign, hopefully in the next few days, Mr. Gianluca Scamacca. Didn't really pick the good one, innit? A forward, but though we've got plenty of forwards we've signed who haven't been that good. If you've got a suggestion of someone you want us to cover in Hammers in Hot Water, we've had the likes of Savio, we've had Marco Boogers, we've had Have Margas, we've had Darnie, we've had Manuel Minamai in terms of Mannygate, we've had Florin now. Let us know. Let us know in the comments. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a thumbs up. If you are a subscriber, in the community tab on Friday, you get sort of like, or you sort of like make little notes to the subscribers. I actually put a link to an interview I did with Peach back when I was doing the My Hammers 11s on my old channel. It's all it's demonetized and stuff, so it's just for your viewing pleasure. So if you want to watch an hour of Peach talking about why he became a West Ham fan, all that type of stuff, and his old man and all those types of things, and just his enthusiasm radiates through that interview. I just put it up there because I thought you guys would really appreciate it. Next week we should have the return of My Hammers 11 actually for the West Ham Network. We've got a few interesting people lined up. Hopefully a next Hammer interview as well lined up for next week. The only way you can make sure you don't miss anything is by hitting that bell notification, so you don't miss any time I put any content up. Yesterday we did a little show, me, Anton and Matt, in the morning about Skarmaka and what he could bring and stuff like that, and so loads of stuff. And obviously we're back tomorrow for the lunchtime live show, the West Ham Daily Show, and probably Hammers headlines, and then there'll be My Hammers 11 coming out this week as well, from a celebrity fan. So there we go. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay positive, keep the love, stay hydrated, stay friendly. Enjoy every day as it comes. If anything, the last 24 hours has proved life is very, very short. We must take every opportunity as we can. And I want to take that opportunity to thank all of you for watching, and watching and liking and commenting. And even if you don't like the shows, and watching them anyway and comment about how shit we are, I love you all. I love you all. And hope you have a great Sunday. Have a nice roast dinner. If you're having a pint, if you're having a glass of wine, if you're having a squash, a Diet Coke, raise it to Peach. And I'll see you on Monday. Take care, my friends. Bye.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of